Clean as the roaches running around. Like, as you see in my last video, I have the same hairdo, same makeup, same outfit. I feel like I might as well go ahead and knock this story time out the way. This story time, as you can see by the title, is gonna be how I lost my V card. What are we gonna call him? We gotta give him a name. I ain't even thinking of no name to give him. We're gonna call this dude, we're gonna call him Jordan, y'all. We're gonna call him Jordan. So me and Jordan met through our JROTC program, because we had two schools that had Navy ROTC. So every time we have balls, events, like different things, we will all like come together as one, even though we were two separate schools. Of course, we would cross paths. Like, I never really talked to him because he was a senior, I was a freshman. Somehow, some way, we got each other's Facebooks. Like, but he was that Facebook friend that you have that you really don't know, but you've seen them around, so you know of them type of friend. So one day I get a DM from him and he's like, hey, I feel like I've been seeing you around, because this is when we was doing like a lot of like JROTC stuff, and we had just had our ball. And I was like, you probably have. I said, I feel like I remember seeing you at the ball. Come mind you, he's a senior, so he's like on staff, so he's pretty much an important person. You're gonna see him or whatever. So from there, you know, conversation kicked off. Like, we were DMing, then from there we moved to kick. So at this point, we kicking each other every day, you know, texting, getting to know each other. Like, everything's real cool. He was like, oh, you're so mature for your age, you know, like I could kick it with you. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm feeling myself. I'm a little freshman talking to a senior.
Boy, if you don't get,
he's real cool or whatever. And I like the fact that our conversations at first was not about sex. I think that's what really drew me to him, and the fact that, you know, he was smart. He texting, you know, of course, as teenagers, the conversation is gonna come up naturally on its own. He's like, you know, have you lost your virginity? You know, what's your sexual level? Like, what is your sexual level, pretty much? I'm like, no, like, I'm only done like kissing, this, that, third with a dude. Like, I've never went all the way, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, okay, like, that's cool, whatever. And of course, he told me he was not a virgin. So I'm like, well, that makes sense, like your age, you know, it could be. Somewhere down the line, I'm like, dang, I really like dude or whatever, and I just felt comfortable with him taking my virginity or whatever. So we talking about it or whatever, we planned the whole thing out the whole day. I remember getting on the bus that day. I remember the whole day going to school. Like, I'm excited. I tell my homegirl, like, girl, I think today's the day. Lunchtime go by, it's the afternoon. At this point, I'm getting nervous, I'm getting scared. I'm like, oh my God, will something go wrong? If I get pregnant, my aunt gonna beat my ass. Like, I can't get pregnant, like things like that. The last bell rings, and at this point, I already knew, like, the night before, to tell my aunt, like, hey, I'm staying after school for XYZ or whatever. Cause I was, you know, always staying after for like different stuff. And then sometimes, you know, I was staying after for sports. So it was not out the norm for me to stay after. So, you know, of course, she cool with it or whatever. And I already knew I was on a time limit. Gotta be home at a certain time to match my, you know, my story I done told. So he comes get me for after school or whatever. Like, I meet him in the parking lot. He picked me up. So get in the car, we ride over to his crib. Get there, you know, things is going good. Like, I ain't there filming a YouTube video. We finished filming this video, I'm almost done, and I'm kind of. So we get to the crib, everything's cool, it's clean. Like, that's one thing I'd be so nervous if I'm going to my house. Like, is it clean? Is the roaches running around? Like, can't be going to everybody's house. Don't be going to everybody's house. I shouldn't have done that because I didn't know him. Don't do what I did. But anyway, so we sit in the living room, you know, I'm just sitting there like all awkward and stuff. I'm messing with somebody older. I just knew, like, girl, you that girl type deal. So he's like, hey, do you want to go in my room? I'm like, yeah, of course. So on the way to his room, I see a bathroom, and you know, every girl gotta go pee all of a sudden. So I had to go check to make sure my punani was smelling good still, because mind you, I have been sitting in school all day. I can't be getting in the bed, opening my legs for the first time for this dude, and my shit rinking. You know what I'm saying? It cannot be stink. Like, nothing can ruin like this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want everything to go good. So I finally get out the bathroom and, you know, I go in the room or whatever. And, you know, he's trying to make me feel real comfortable, like kissing and touching. Like, this is as far as I've ever went with a guy, like kissing, touching, okay? Like, I have not went all the way with a dude. Once we kissing and touching, you know, it's been kissing and touching for a while. At this point, I gotta take all commands from the tower, okay? I gotta follow his lead and try to be decent at what we about to do, even though it's my first time. Of course, you know, we take off all our clothes or whatever, and you know, I'm kind of like, I'm booty ass naked in front of this dude. Like, I have not been naked in front of no guy. Like, what the? So we in the bed, we get underneath the covers or whatever, and he's like, hey, do you want to get on top? Get on top? What you mean get on top? Like, I'm a whole virgin. I don't know nothing about getting on top. And he's like, okay. We just start missionary. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we're doing missionary. Of course, it's only going like halfway in because I'm still virgin. Like, no one has ever popped my cherry. So he's like, it's probably gonna kind of hurt. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm okay. You know, I'm trying to be a G about it. Like, you know, not sweating the pain or whatever. Y'all, he's trying to pop my cherry and that shit is hurting. When I say that shit is hurting, that shit was hurting. So he's like, turn around, let's do doggy style so I could pop your cherry. Now at this point, I'm already like sore down there. I'm already kind of in pain, you know, but I'm going with it. Like, I came this far, you know, picked me up, we done drove way here. Like, I gotta follow through. So we're doing it from behind, y'all. He pops my cherry and that was the most painful thing I've ever felt. Like, of course, you know, he keep going because, you know, he's trying to get his little nut or whatever. But y'all, he took that condom out because it had like a whole bunch of blood and stuff on it and put another one on. And we, you know, going. He told me what to do or whatever. And I'm trying to like thug the pain out because, y'all, at this point, everything just hurt. Like, everything hurt. And, you know, Chrissy get his or whatever. And I'm like, bro, if that was what sex is about and what the hype is about, I don't want no parts because that hurt way too bad. Like, it's not what I saw on the movies and in porn. Like, that's not what I saw. Like, it seemed like the girl was enjoying it, the guy was enjoying it. I did not enjoy that. That was painful. Like, who want to go through that type of pain every time they having sex? Like, what the? So I was like, no. So he ends up taking me home, whatever. Like, my hoo-ha is like swollen, on fire. I'm trying to go up the steps. I immediately like got home, take a shower. So I'm just like, I'm not having sex again. I don't want to do that no more. That hurts. And at the point, he already kicking me. He texted me like, I can't wait to see you again. It felt so good. I was like, well, I'm glad it felt good to you because it did not feel good to me. And of course, you know me, I'm gonna try to be like lame. So I'm like, oh yeah, me too. Lying. So yeah, that's the story on how I lost my V card. And that first time is not gonna be what you think. That whole sex scene you see in the movies and see in porn, at least for me, it won't. It was, and then I spotted for like 2 or 3 days after the fact. Like, oh, I was so over it. I was like, no, it ain't worth it. And it was a long time before I had sex again. But yeah, that's the end of the story time. If you have not watched my previous story times, or if you like this story time, please go back and watch those and get caught up. And I'll see you guys in my next video.